I spent 4 years on making a rage platformer about an AI that predicts your movement. Now it's finally done and it's coming out in 2 weeks on March 9th for Steam, Switch, PlayStation and Xbox.
Hey guys, this is Jonas making video games with you, and I decided we're just gonna make a viral game today. No problem at all.
At the moment the game is called Goodbye AI. That already tells you something about the unique selling point of the game, I guess. The hard part about it is that there's some sort of an AI and it tries to predict where you'll go next, and that's where it will put the spikes. It's just supposed to be a little side project. This will probably not take all that long. Maybe we'll make 3 or 4 videos about this and then it's gonna be done. So my editor TheShelfman was so kind to edit down all of my devlogs into a 20-minute video. Let's have a watch. I'm kinda scared because my early devlogs were a little cringe, but I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So let's have a look. Let's see how this started in March 2018.
I want to put my theories to the test, and I have an absolutely brilliant idea. We're gonna make a rage game that all let's players and streamers can rage at. It doesn't need to be fun, but
interesting haircut back then. I think I haven't been to the barber since then.
It needs to be memorable and watchable, and hopefully those 2 factors will make it hugely successful.
At the moment the game is called Goodbye AI, but I actually think I want to rename the game to Did You Snail. I think it's actually quite hard to create Did You Snail? That's kind of funny. That's look. Okay, that looks nice and creepy. And like that's the first version of the AI, okay. March 2018.
Let's see if this works.
Oh, you're right. There was a while where I did a bunch of live streams.
To continue the development on the Snail compilation, or however we want to call the game.
Can you actually hear me?
Let's talk a bit about how to make a game go viral. I have actually no idea how it works, but I think it has a lot to do with
you can see that I'm very uncomfortable talking here.
Like Will You Snail, but if nobody plays them, if nobody screams at them, they can't go viral. So what I'm thinking about at the moment is how can I make sure my game attracts streamers and YouTubers. Will You Snail?
Ooh, that's kind of a cool logo. Why didn't I keep that? That looks kind of.
Want to go viral, and this
AI kind of juicy.
Trying to kill you. It predicts your movement and spawns spikes in your way. So it's Snail versus AI.
God, the music's annoying. Spikes don't spawn in the air now, and as you can see, they don't spawn on top of each other now. Oh yeah, and when I don't move, I don't get killed. That's another. Oh, what was that? Fantastic fix, Jonas. I'm so proud of you. What?
Woo! The game went through so many weird changes.
With you, and I'm super hyped because I have the entire day today.
What's going on with my hair?
In the game, Will You Snail? And I want to take you with me. Let's do a better death animation.
So for the death animation I wanted to have something really funny and crazy. So I decided to randomize it actually quite a lot. And dying is like a casino gambling game now, because there are different kinds of death animations and you're always wondering, oh, will I get the super awesome one or will I just get the That's not a feature anymore. That got removed. Why did I remove that? Because you'll die a lot. Then another thing I worked on is the AI representation. I wanted the AI to be a bit more prominent, more visible. I didn't want to have it as a part of the wall, so I put it in the background. I made it super duper colorful. It's really fun to see through how many iterations Squid went. Squid is the evil AI thing in the background. Once again, 2018.
You're not an artist, which is completely fine. Not everybody needs to be an artist.
And here we see a little bit of the evolution of the art style, I guess.
You will wonder, where do I get them? How do you make art for your game when you suck as an artist? Well, and now guess why I've been thinking about this question. Now let's take a step back, okay? Because I designed this really crappy, but not exactly.
Yeah, my design skills got a little better, but there's.
If you think I'm wrong or if you have a different idea.
I still have a long way to go, even today, in terms of design stuff.
And to experiment as efficiently as possible.
That is a cool tip, though.
This is how the game looked 1 week ago. This is how it looks now. So I basically just.
Oh wait!
Most of it comes down to.
I kind of like the flat style.
I'm finally happy with
this. No! Why did I change it?
I hope this is finally the one, and it also fits the AI theme quite well because it also looks kind of techy, technology.
Wait. How did it look like?
This is how the game looked.
And this looks kind of dope.
This is how it looks now, so I basically just tried
Oh,
to improve the style a lot. Most of it comes down to post-processing. Now I'm finally happy with it. I've changed it quite a lot. I hope this is finally the one, and also fits the AI theme quite well, because it also looks
it's
kind of techy.
it's pretty much still that.
Stuffy, likey. My English is brilliant. Not quite sure about that one because I haven't made a development plan yet, so there's no production plan or
big
anything
mistake.
like that. And I think I will extend the scope
Big
of Will You
mistake.
Snail a little bit. So there are a couple more features I want to bring into the game.
Oh my god, I even had the Trello board back then, look at that.
So that
Have a
means
look at
Will You
how my
Snail
Trello
will
board
take
looks
a little
today.
longer to finish, a little longer to develop. I'm thinking maybe about 3 months, but honestly it's hard to guess. I hope you'll be able to play
3 months. Oh my god, what is this? Oh my god. Okay, the AI is evolving. Challenge for myself, making 3 improvements to Will You Snail every single day. The first thing I had to change was the freaking face of the AI, because look at the old one. As you can see, it's very hard for me to get that stupid face right. It's a pretty tough challenge, because on the one hand I want to make it blend in, on the other hand I want to make it stand out so you can instantly see it on screenshots. But if it's too intrusive, it disrupts the gameplay, it makes it hard to focus on the game. Wowie, seems like I was really frustrated with the readability. For now I decided to remove the face completely, and I changed the color of the snail. The trail of the snail is more visible now, and there's some additional feedback whenever the snail jumps. In fact, I think this helps the readability a ton. It's way easier to follow the action, which is great for watchability, which has always been one of my main goals. Surprise! Here comes the face of the AI again. The only difference being that now it's in the foreground and the color of the snail has changed, so that really allows me to be a lot more aggressive with the design. I imagined the AI with a very cheeky and mean character, so I had this epiphany that it would be kind of weird of it to hide in the background. I made the face move around, it looks a lot more alive now. It kind of follows you and reacts to your movement. Yeah, I think I'm still using the same script for that. 2018, this is still 2018. That's crazy. So here we go. So today we're gonna get 9.5. The to-do list is slowly growing. It's not a lot. The Trello to-do list crunching, but in terms of creative work, it's definitely more than enough. The pixelated face was still very distracting, so it's not visible now when it's not talking.
That was so unfair.
Basically, the main task for the day is recording and my desk as well. Oh my god. First of all, I had to come up with some voice lines I want to implement, and then at around 10 o'clock I started recording them.
Cool. Somebody wants to play with me? Let's go.
So I managed to implement the first 2 voice lines. That's already the Squid original voice. Not sure if in 2018. The voice and the personality of the AI like this. That's pretty cool. I guess we need to reduce the stop probability of the prediction a little more.
Lol, I got you.
Because this is obviously way too easy. As you can see, I almost made it. First try. Maybe I should beat it before I tell you how easy it is. Maybe that would be a good idea. And I assume that was also more or less the time where I decided to keep working on Will You Snail instead of Ovis Nova, which was my main project at the time, simply because I saw a lot more potential in Will You Snail. Ovis Nova was a cool concept, but it was also confusing and not very appealing to a lot of people. So you quit 6 months before your graduation? Or?
Yeah,
same.
I did. High five. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I should be that proud about it, because I've studied there for 3 years, and it was actually a pretty good school.
Why'd you quit? You asked me why I quit. Why'd you quit?
Pretty good question. When I watched that clip of me, I kind of want to punch myself into the face a little bit. Oh well, like don't worry Jonas, it worked out alright, I guess. I decided to quit game school early to become a full-time. Well, it was just a shame because it sounded like a stupid decision. Studying there was actually kind of fun. Yes. And even just speaking it out loud sounds pretty stupid, but let me tell you, I'm happy. So this is where we are at. We have a lot of cool ideas for levels. This level is scrapped by now. This is completely gone. Gonna look like. And I say we because you guys join me on stream every single day. I'm very hyped that you can finally give this a shot yourself. You can finally play this. What do you do if your indie game has an identity crisis? And with that I mean your game doesn't really know what it is or where it belongs. Now guess why I'm bringing this whole topic up? I've been working on a game called Will You Snail for quite a while now, and you guessed it, it has an identity crisis. If we don't manage to fix it, I'm pretty sure it will fall flat on its face. Is my game a rage game, a skill-based platformer, a creative platformer for everybody, or a story-based game about AI? Now, I'm pretty sure the first question that comes up is, why not all of these things? And I feel like the main
that's the
problem
route I
is
went
that
with.
all of these approaches have fundamentally different target audiences. So by now I'm sure you can tell that this is a very tricky and nuanced problem, which brings us to the question.
I don't think the audiences for those 4 points aren't that different though.
Hopefully it will
yes,
work out
first of all,
alright. Because sunk cost fallacy is already in action. I've already invested so much time into it. I don't feel like abandoning the project now. Secondly, I really like the game project. I like the craziness of it. I like that it allows me to tell a story about AI. This game has been in development for quite a while now, so I'm excited to give you an update on how it's going. The game will come out 2020, probably spring or summer 2020. So what I did for the game lately is a lot of difficulty balancing, which takes a surprising amount of time. And with difficulty balancing,
Yeah, that's true.
I mean going through every single level and making sure that all of the 4 difficulty settings available are about right. The to-do lists just don't get any smaller, and oftentimes at the end of the week, the game
that's
still
peanuts.
looks exactly the same as at
But
the
it's so
beginning of
funny
the
that
week,
every
or
time
at
you see
least
the,
that's how it feels. This
to-do
week,
list,
we'll
it's
run
a little
on that
larger.
experiment.
That's kind
We'll
of
see
funny.
where the game is at the beginning of the week, and then we'll compare where the game is at the end of the week. If you're making games, then you might know that feeling of falling further and further behind in your way to optimistic timeline, which I'm not gonna lie, can feel quite frustrating and discouraging at times. But is it all real? Do I really make that little progress? Or is it just an illusion? Let's find out. This week I want to implement a bunch of cool new voice lines and rework the tutorial. Here, that is tutorial text at the moment. I want to get rid of that text because there's a better way to do this. A way that fits better to the main selling point of this game, the AI. So here's the moment of truth. How much did I get done this week? Before we look at the direct before and after comparison, let's sum it up with I implemented 130 voice lines from ground up. I created 3 new levels, and I've put a lot of cool systems into place that will allow me to add voice lines even faster in the future. So all in all, not an insane amount of progress, but progress nonetheless. Okay, so here we go. That's how the second level looked at the beginning of the week, for example, just as a little reminder. So I'm gonna show you the new
It looks so
updated
different
version
now. It's completely different.
Human, welcome to my simulation. This is the most
This as well, this has been completely reworked. This is not in the game anymore.
I can feel your presence.
Because this was like super passive, we just were standing around on that level basically. I've been working on this game for more than a year now. Time to finish it off. Within the next 4 weeks I want to finish off my indie game Will You Snail, on which I've been working on for more than a year now. I've planned out all of the remaining tasks and it really seems like we can get them done within just 4 weeks. Yes, big brain, I did some planning for once. I've pretty much already completed all of the levels and gameplay, so the 2 most important things the game's still missing are story and voice acting. The game will not be released in 4 weeks, it will be released in 2020, just to clear up some possible misunderstandings. Next challenge, drawing a monkey in Will You Snail. Look, great monkey. This is a monkey. Also, I made it way too small. Ah! This looks like an old lady or something. No! I want monkey! Oh no, I made the outline.
Will You Snail is very
No,
forgiving in
that's
terms
not
of
how I want it to look. Let's try
terms of art
again.
style
Now it's
anyway.
a cat. P.S. A monkey sprite never came into existence. Luckily, I think you can understand my evolution chain just fine without them. Here's what it looked like after 4 hours. At this point, I was starting to panic a little bit because I only had 2 hours remaining and there was still quite a bit to do. Holy crap, no, why? Stop, that's spoilers. We have to censor that, that's spoilers. Spoiler. No, this is the end of the game, no, we shouldn't show that close to the game. You'll have to go back and watch the devlogs if you wanna see those spoilers. Why? I shouldn't ask me. It's Jonas' humor.
My strategy of running away and hiding failed. There was only one more way to deal with my little voice line problem. To face it, I was scared. But I knew that it was the only solution. It was.
Yeah, by the end of the day I had implemented all of the 100 voice lines, but that's pretty much it.
Is your reaction time really that bad?
That's the definition of insanity right there.
Lol, you jumped right into that. Just as I expected.
Search query error for brainless object only capable of moving in one direction.
2 weeks ago I've challenged myself to finish this game within just 4 weeks, so there are only 2 weeks remaining now. I've already started getting quite nervous for no particular reason at all. The launch is still quite a while away. So that brings us to this week, as well as to a horrible realization I had Monday morning. Okay, so from voice line 350 all the way to 933. That means okay, that's pretty much the majority of voice lines we have now. I think now the local sheet is at like I was actually 1,500, something like that, because I just had no idea how long it would take me to record 600 voice lines. And according to my development plan, I had 2 days for the entire process, which yes, includes editing.
Okay, 600 voice lines, let's say, takes me 10 seconds to record a voice line. That equals 100 minutes.
So I thought the recording session would take me 1 hour and 40 minutes.
I'm fine, totally fine.
Of course, we all know that by the end of the week, I was no longer fine.
I can hear the voice lines.
I'm still not fine.
They are talking to me.
I think it left lasting marks. Yeah, soundtrack, yeah, oh my god. Also music video expert. This is why finishing a game is so hard. On the left you can see how the game looked like 4 months ago, and here's how it looks now. Can you even spot the effing difference? I'm making games full time right now. This is where I sleep, this is where I work on games and videos, and here's where I do this.
And so I got to work with Bracky's tutorial.
How is it that people can make entire games in a single weekend, but I made seemingly no progress for months? Am I lazy? That's a great question. Am I dumb? Oh. Now that I think about it, that actually makes a lot of sense. I upgraded the visuals of this level. I also upgraded the visuals I haven't seen level. These in such a long time. The more levels you have, the more time it costs to keep them up to date. And the same applies to everything in your game. When you have more than 800 voice lines, having them translated can be so much additional work. Big thank you to everybody who has helped with the translation so far. Cool, yes, thank you. Join the Will You Snail Discord. We still can get all the help. We still need all the help we can get. Improvements yet, cause there'll always be that one guy who so desperately wants to play your game on a toaster. I'll just allow you to disable whatever you want in the settings. Disable post-processing, cool. Disable the particle effects, okay. You wanna disable the disco lights? Sure. Disable the player character? I don't care. Disable rendering altogether? If you say so. It's running on 60 FPS! Actually still have to put that into the game. That's false advertisement. It's not in the game yet. Woo! You can see my devlogs getting a lot better here. So yes, I'm making progress, but there's yet another reason why the development might take yet a bit longer, which is the simple fact that I actually really like working on this game. I mean, I'm absolutely in love with the lore and with the characters of Will You Snail, which is something that never really happened to me before. I almost don't want it to be over, which I realize is a very dangerous thing to say. I also started working on a song for the credits, which is still in a prototyping phase. What does it even mean to be alive? Hello, AI. The first credit song. The credit song too went through so many iterations. So all in all, the game made a lot of progress in a lot of different areas, but unfortunately there's still so much left to do. If you're scared that this game might never be finished, then I can only tell you, so am I. What is that? Goes all the way here. Let's actually follow those trails. Oh my god. At the beginning it looked like something different, but... Whoa, is that real? Now it makes sense. Whoa! Holy hell, it's real! Welcome to another Will You Snail devlog, the game about the fastest snail in the universe. This is my new plant, Planty McThirsty Face, which is arguably part of the new setup as well. It's the only plant in the house, and I'm taking your bets now how long you think it will survive. Forever! It's still alive. Still alive. As you might know, all of the main content of the game is already finished. All of the main levels are already done. Surprisingly, my to-do list is still absolutely packed and makes me want to procrastinate like this. Both
I'm an
eyes
indie game
broke,
developer,
but
and I'm currently
who cares?
working on a game. Jonas, you cannot do that.
Haha, game goes. I'm not good at these meme thingies. Oh no. I've been working on the game for more than 2.5 years now. Still working on it, but I finished it 1 year ago. That's weird. We planned out all of the remaining tasks and it really seems like we can get them done within just 4 weeks. Yeah, that was funny even back then, but it's even it's even worse today.
It's not ready. It has to be perfect.
Oh, I'll show you how perfect you are.
'21, September. That's not very long ago. That was basically yesterday in Jonas' time. You also might have noticed that Squid has facial animations now. These were trickier to make than it looks, cause Squid literally just consists of 4 brackets, 1 line and 2 dots. But a few sketches later, this is eventually what I settled on. Neutral, mean, sad, annoyed, happy, angry. I added a few hats, I added tons of new Steam achievements, I added an epilepsy warning to the game, and. Translations for Will You Snail are a big... No, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. No, I don't want to hear about it. I'll go away. Translations for the game. I was more than grateful for that, so an absolutely insane translation journey started. One massive TheShelfman, why did you pick this clip? And over 50 different languages. It was absolute insanity how many translations you contributed to the project. But then it happened. Disaster struck. I brought a lawyer on board to cover all of the remaining legal questions before launch, privacy policy, whether I can use the name Squid in my game if somebody else already used it, and you guessed it, copyright. And that's when I noticed that I just completely messed up. Just because you voluntarily made these translations for me doesn't mean that I own them. The copyright always belongs to the person who made it. So it turned out that if I wanted to use any of your translations, I would have to sign a license. Actually, we got through that. We got through that translation situation just fine. But that's also why we could use some additional support with translations. Yeah. Dubious licensing agreement that even needs to contain their full name and address. My estimate is that the total cost of making the game will be at least 20,000 bucks. So you want to have the game? That is epic. I couldn't be more grateful, which makes what I'm about to say even more painful. Release date of Will You Snail is not this year. I'm sorry. Your movement. We've been at this for 4 years now and the game is finally about to come out. I've been wanting to make a new devlog for quite a while. Problem is everything I'm working on is either spoilers or boring stuff. Thirsty face. Are you thirsty? Are you thirsty? Are you thirsty? Are you prepared for the most insane Will You Snail feature? You won't believe this. There's a privacy policy button now. Once again, most game developers don't really bother with this. I don't know why that is for me. I just want to do it the right way. Oh my god.
One more thing, little Skywalker. You have to wishlist Will You Snail on Steam.
But seriously, thank you so much for following this development journey. It was so much fun. This chapter is coming to an end now. I think this was a great celebration. Please, if you want to support my work and make sure I can do this again and keep doing this in the future, then please wishlist Will You Snail on Steam, support me on launch. I really appreciate it a ton. Join the Will You Snail Discord, let's have some fun together. Lots of fun stuff planned there. I appreciate you a ton. I hope you enjoyed this journey as much as I did.